Edited prophecies and clout-chasing prophecies. Who should the president listen to?
I saw the Ghana flag on a certain casket.
Prophet Abel T Boma warned us that a highly valued leader is at risk of death, and the nation is urged to pray for divine mercy to avert national sorrow. But sadly today that prophecy has come to pass.
Ghana's ministers of defense and environment were killed alongside the vice chair of the ruling party.
Who is this leader? This leader is not a man, he's a female. This leader is dark in complexion.
Ah, Papa, what's it? Papa, what's it? Papa,
Now, there's an unfortunate situation in Ghana for those of our audience who are not from Ghana. Ghana has been struck with a very sad news. But unfortunately, some prophets are on rampage because of the news, which is very bad. This particular one, he edited his prophecies or predictions to look like he prophesied the helicopter crash that claimed 8 lives. This one also claimed that it is because of Nana Agradaa being in prison. That is why this helicopter crashed. God has listened to her tears of cry or cry of tears in the prison. Other prophets have come out to claim that they don't agree with this one. Everybody is saying what they think on the matter. But the question is, on what basis are they saying that this prophet, Kofi Amponsa, is not hearing from God? Is it just their word against his word? How should it be handled? Other prophets like Prophet Nigel, Prophet Kelvin, many others have come out to also claim that they actually prophesied it.
man, say playing at theater film. Professor. Man, say playing a nipatim at theater film. And the date say 13 July. 13 July. 13 July.
But even among them, there are others who claim this couldn't be prophecies because nobody mentioned helicopter.
Osofu bi a woka se plane betia to bi anya hwa. Tie. De ma ye hu se wona woka se me hu se tie ni ye me tro prophecy 31st or night to be say me hu se plane crash be si eno nya nkom hye tie nyansa tie. Plane crash be si se ansi a wanfa ama esi dia na okotwe 31st o keka ye na obobobo bebre su gu ho no. Na de ye friend nkom hye ne se me hu se helicopter bi atu free akra be Kumase koboase ana how de ye fan se boase nyina ye Kumase helicopter bi atu free Kumase ba na helicopter na me hu ye no na enipa na wom na hu se omo hye ana se me hu se akra hye ne de NDC flag aguso ana se nipa me hu se omo wom no ye NDC for na akra hye wom eno na ye friend say prophecy na ukudina wa so dem say me hu se plane crash bibesi ana me hu se elupri bibeti ato wenya elupri eye elukota elukota tirie enya elupri eye elukota oni me ya adria mama love mboji.
Everybody was mentioning plane, and then some are even old prophecies. I'm going to show you all of this in this episode. But the question we are answering in this video is who and how many should the president and people in leadership listen to? How many people should you listen to and who should you listen to? Yes, I'm aware that there is a circular from government that prophets should forward their prophecies to the presidency. And that is one of the reasons why I am making this video. I'm doing it so that if one day a Christian becomes a leader and people are bombarding you with prophecies, how should you handle it? Also, if by chance the president gets to see it, which I don't think he's going to see, he will get a little counsel from it. Now let's start it this way. The unfortunate thing happened on the 6th of August when an helicopter carrying 8 men crashed. Ghana lost all of these 8 men. 2 were ministers of state and others held various vital functionaries in our country. Now, our condolences to the family. We pray for strength for you in this very hard time. This is a very hard thing to take. May the Lord be your strength. May He strengthen you during this difficult time. And what even broke my heart was how people were sharing it all over the internet. This is very heartbreaking, but it is well. Because it is not your family member, you don't care. You just share the news and the videos to make it trend, or you want to trend with it. That is not how a believer should behave. As a believer, we are taught to bear the burden of others. Don't partake in things like that. Before you share anything, you should have put yourself in their shoes to think, if I were the one who lost a breadwinner, somebody precious to me like this, would I be happy to see people throwing the videos about like that? And that is the problem with the prophet also. Now, in this video, if you hear me calling somebody a prophet, it doesn't mean I believe they are prophets or I don't believe they are prophets. I'm not sharing my opinion on their titles. I'm giving everybody their respective title. I just want to be respectful and accord everybody what they claim to be. Do you understand? But there was no empathy and decorum coming from the prophets at all. Instead of mourning with the state, they were rather flying clips of, I said it, I prophesied it, I said it is going to happen. When people have been lost by the country, that is not how to behave. That is not the time to seek validation. That is not the time to become popular. That is not the time to catch trend. This is, see, when the government said anybody with a prophecy should channel it to them, it was an indictment on all of you that were posting your prophecies. Because you know why? You were traumatizing people, and now they are taking an opportunity, like a nice way to tell you that, no, don't be putting everything out there like that. You have access to us. Just bring it to us. You can access it, bring it to us. That's what they were telling you. Because for many of the people, I also saw that, you see the 2024 election, those of you who are putting out your prophecies, you also prophesied that Mahama will win, some of you. And then when they won, they sent this envoy to you. They brought you envelopes. They worship with you. So you have access to them. So why do you tend, after you have access, to be posting everything about government out there like that? They are telling you, come to them. Be discreet in the way you move. So that is an indictment on your part. They are telling you that there is a better way of doing things. The fact that you have a vision about somebody doesn't mean you can throw it about like that. And it doesn't mean that the person must believe you and that the world must know about it. People have come to me with prophecies, many prophecies. I may be hard, I can withstand it, I may take it and not even blink. But then if you put it on the social media, do you know my children? Do you know my relatives and children are also going to see it? Now, if the person is the breadwinner, do you know you are traumatizing the people? The breadwinner may not care about the prophecy, may not be afraid about the prophecy, but listen, you are putting a lot of stress on lives, and that is one of the reasons why these things must stop. When a tragedy happens, that is not the time to say, I said it. But what is even the gain of claiming I saw it, I prophesied it, and it has happened, something bad, and you couldn't do anything about it? So that you attract more people to you, so that the next time you mention somebody, they will come and look for you. Please give us a break. Prophecy does not make you a monopoly of God. You may put it out there, the person will go and see God by themselves. Prophecy does not make you a monopoly of God. That is why one prophet said President Mahama was never going to be president again. Mahama didn't listen, went for primaries. When he immediately saw that he was becoming president, he changed his mind. If Mahama had followed him, President Mahama had followed him from the onset, he wouldn't have continued, he would have been in his farm. When things like this happen, you should be ashamed of yourself instead of parading yourself as a prophet. He didn't listen to him, but yet he has become president. God is not your monopoly. And look at this one. Prophet Abel, I think he's from Nigeria.
I saw the Ghana flag on a certain casket.
Prophet Abel T Boma warned us that an highly valued leader is at risk of death, and the nation is urged to pray for divine mercy to avert national sorrow. But sadly today that prophecy has come to pass.
Ghana's ministers of defense and environment were killed alongside the vice chair of the ruling party, and the top national security advisor on Wednesday when a helicopter they were traveling in crashed in the northwest of the country.
A military helicopter crashed in Ghana, claiming the lives of all 8 people on board.
I'm sorry, with due respect to the people of Ghana. I don't know how to give this message, but I'll give the message. I saw the Ghana flag on a certain casket, very expensive casket. It was covered, and the president was at the back of the casket. And he drove to the national whatever, I don't know what it is, and the president stood there and he made a speech of sober, pain, anger, agony. I said agony. You see why it's not good to be too serious. You make mistake. Agony, pain, tears that he brought to the people of Ghana. And that casket was buried. I don't know where it was buried, but that was where I saw the casket last. On a national, whatever it is, I saw 2 stuff, and he was standing to make a speech, and the casket was before him. So we are going to pray that Ghana will not lose most of their valuable leader. That's what I saw.
Among those killed were Defense Minister Edward Omane Boama, Environment, Science and Technology Minister Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed, Samuel Sarpong, Vice Chair of the ruling NDC party, Alhaji Muniru Mohammed, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator, 3 military crew members. The President of Ghana has declared 3 days of national mourning, suspended all official engagements, ordered flags flown at half-staff, and called the incident a national tragedy. An investigation has been launched to determine the cause of the crash.
The Ghanaian military said the aircraft took off in the morning from the capital Accra and was heading northwest into the interior when it went off the radar. The wreckage was later found in the Adansi area of Ashanti region. Mourners gathered at the late defense minister's residence as well as at the party's headquarters, and Ghana's government described the crash as a national tragedy. The cause of the accident was not immediately known, and the military said an investigation was underway.
Look at this particular one, Prophet Abel. Not only was he not empathetic, or he didn't show empathy, but also he was dishonest. Must you be able to prophesy everything? You prophesied from a life set from the 4th into the 5th of August, and then in the 5th August, during the ending part of your life service, you prophesied concerning Ghana. You said an official of government may be dying, and then that official is a woman. How are you able to now edit it to say that it is applying to the helicopter crash, when we all know that there was no woman involved in the helicopter crash?
They don't pay for prophecy. It's nonsense. Let's start our own and grow our own than to face disappointment. Number 9. I'm sorry, with due respect to the people of Ghana. I don't know how to give this message, but I'll give the message. I saw the Ghana flag on a certain casket. Very expensive casket. It was covered. And the president was at the back of the casket. And he drove to the national whatever, I don't know what it is, and the president stood there and he made a speech of sober, pain, anger, agony. I said agony. You see why it's not good to be too serious. You make mistake. Agony, pain, tears that he brought to the people of Ghana. And that casket was buried. I don't know where it was buried, but that was where I saw the casket last. On a national, whatever it is, I saw 2 stuff, and he was standing to make a speech, and the casket was before him. So we are going to pray that Ghana will not lose most of their valuable leader. Who is this leader? This leader is not a man, it's a female. This leader is dark in complexion. So let's pray for that leader for the mercy of God. That's what I saw. Are you getting what I'm saying? Now I'm moving to the United States of America.
Yes. In his prophecy, he said he saw President Mahama standing by a casket, and that this person who died is a woman. So why don't you rest? Why are you claiming it is the helicopter victims? Don't you know it may also be in the future, or you don't believe it? You see, that shows you that these people, they are using their mind. They are not speaking from God. If you are speaking from God and he hears from God, he must have honesty also. See how he edited that part out. Yet everything in this one is still generic. If you say a woman in government will die, President Mama will stand by. In these 4 years, you think some of the government officials who are women will not die? So if they die, that is your prophecy? That's not prophecy. To say it will rain, it's not a prophecy. To say somebody will die, it's not a prophecy. To say there will be an accident on Kumasi Highway, it's not a prophecy. These things, they happen. If you can tell the sex, if you can tell when, there's no even timeline to these prophecies. Just say something generic so that when anything happens, you can go and cut and come and paste. I know after this video, he may go and delete the live stream from his page, as others have done. But you need to be ashamed. Like, honestly, you need to be ashamed. How do you remove the part that shows that this thing is not referring to what you prophesied and just come and put it there, prophecy fulfilled, prophecy confirmed? You should be ashamed of yourself so that people will come and follow you, right? People will know you. It will trend. And then when they come, you tell them your Zoom is $100 and the one-on-one is $300.
Until we meet again on Friday. God bless you. My one-on-one is $300. Zoom meeting is $100. The money you give is for the foundation. It's not for pleasure. So if you are too poor to say, J your house. That's your poverty understanding. J your...
And then you tell them it's supporting the foundation. That's a scam life. You have to be careful. You are taking advantage of ignorant people, people who don't understand spiritual things, and you are throwing about this thing just to enrich yourself. Let's go to the next person. It's called Prophet Kofi Amponsa. He also claimed it is because of Agada. That is why the unfortunate thing happened. Now, he has gotten a lot of rebuttal, but this is what I actually think. Who is Agrada in this case? Agrada was a fetish priestess who became an evangelist and a prophetess. She did certain things in the country, was arraigned before the courts of Ghana. She was found guilty of certain offenses and so was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Do you think God would turn and come and tell us by prophecy that they should release her when she has been found guilty? I don't think so. Don't just use your mind or your I heard God. No, don't come and bully us with God said. We will not take it, because if we look at the scriptures, that is not the way of God. Now, if I tell you God told me, like some of them also said, that you didn't hear from God, it will be your word against my word. But for Christians, it is not your word against my word. We have a more sure word of prophecy. And that's how we judge prophecies. That is the word of God. Romans chapter 13, 1-6. It says, everyone must submit to the governing authorities, for there's no authority except from God. And those that exist are instituted by God. Are you listening? Verse 2 says, so then, the one who resists the authority is opposing God's command. So if you go and say they should release it because of prophecy, you are resisting God's command. You are going against God's command. And those who oppose it will bring judgment on themselves. Verse 3 says, for rulers are not a terror to good conduct, but to bad. Do you want to be unafraid of the authority? Do good and you have its approval. So they are not against good people and people doing good. If you are doing well, nobody will come for you. Verse 4 says, for government is God's servant to you for good. But if you do wrong, be afraid, because it does not carry the sword for no reason. For government is God's servant, an avenger that brings wrath on the one who does wrong. Therefore, you must be submitted, one, not only because of wrath, but also because of your conscience. So based on these verses from Romans chapter 13, I'm going to add other references for you to see. Prophet Kofi Amposa is speaking presumptuously. He's just saying something from his head. He's just cooking something to sell to Ghanaians. He never heard from God, because the law being applied lawfully is God's messenger. Now, let's look at the many more people giving their prophecies here. Apart from the fact that I have said it, it is wrong because it doesn't show empathy. When somebody is down, that's not the time to prove I said it. That is not the time to, you don't beat somebody who is lying down. Now, many more people are giving their prophecies concerning this matter, and I'm sure people are still searching their archives to find what can be close to this and say that this is a prophecy.
Me say plain at theater film. Professor. Me say plain and nipatim at theater film. And the date say 13 July. 13 July. 13 July. I see a plane crash. Okay.
But the truth of the matter is that most of them, they are intelligent guesses, or probably they are different events that they want to tag to this very one. So they spoke about something, but because this one is trending, maybe this one it can apply. So let's let it apply. If you want to prove that you actually prophesied about something, show the full context, how you said it and how it is going to happen, and give the details. But don't just give us a 30 seconds or 20 seconds video of an aeroplane is going to fall, an aeroplane is going to fall. Meanwhile, we all know 5 years ago, like for example, and I don't indict Prophet Nigel Gaisie here, it's fact. 5 years ago, you posted a similar video where you saying a plane is falling. Was it being applied to other countries? Because there's no nation, no time applied to it. Are you saying that no plane will fall? And are you saying that if a plane falls, your prophecy has been confirmed? So show the full clip. A plane is going to fall in Ghana, and this one is not even a plane. And it's going to happen between, this is how it's supposed to be. But then, if you just give a generic statement, a car is going to fall down, don't come and say it's prophecy. And for most of the people who are claiming they prophesied it, I saw a plane, most of them, every year, they see a plane falling, and it has never fallen. So this one that fell, boy, they hit the jackpot. It shouldn't be like that. So now they are telling you to submit your prophecies for review, so that, or for consideration, so that they will see whether they will pray or take it serious. Now, my question is, if everybody is submitting prophecies, do they know the number of people who claim to be prophets in Ghana and seers in Ghana? They have no idea. You'll be reading prophecies every day till you finish your term in office. Every day you are going to receive series of prophecies. So how would you know that this one is genuine, this one is a charlatan, this one is a legit prophet, this one is a soothsayer? So this is not the way. That gesture is a good gesture. You are welcome. You can prophesy. Bring it on. We will consider it. But then it is not practical. It is just for the prophets to know that they don't want you to put out prophecy anyhow. But practically, it's not going to work. So my counsel as a pastor and somebody who also shepherds people, if you were my member and you were given a prophecy like that, this is how I want you to handle it. Even myself. Every now and then people come to me with prophecies. This is going to happen, that's going to happen. How do you hold on to it? How do you handle it? So if I were in President Muhammad's position, and to any Christian, as a Christian with authority, you can get so busy and forget your work with the Lord. But then in order to avoid people bullying you and bombarding you with their so-called prophecies, the first thing is that you must keep your work with the Lord very tight and loaded. Don't play with it. No matter how busy you get, make sure you are in sync with the Lord. You are praying, you are fellowshipping with the Lord. Because there is no bigger child of God than any child of God. We are all equal children of God. So if you can get yours right, majority of the problem is solved. And then, number two, You should be planted in a local church. I know you go to many churches, attend many programs, but you must have a local church that you belong to, which I believe you have. And then in the local church, you must have intercessors that pray for you. This is the way things are supposed to be. In your local church, have people who pray for you. They may not be popular, they may not be on TV or social media, but then because you are planted there, you may not even join them to be praying all the time because of your schedule, but they should stand for you in prayer because those are your brethren in the local assembly. That's their work to pray for you. And then I do not say that don't listen to prophets, but if you have one or two people that you trust, whom you have experienced over the years, you can listen to them. That's all. So don't let anybody bombard you with their prophecy. Just streamline yourself. You yourself, work on yourself as a Christian. Have a firm grip on your walk with the Lord. Your local church stand for you. And then one or two people that you trust, that they hear from God. And then when they bring you a word, you work on it. That's all. But don't let everybody bombard you with their prophecy. You cannot listen to everybody. If you try, this is what is going to happen. First, the one will say free agrada, like you saw Kofi Amponsa did. The next thing you will hear other ministers claiming that change all your ministers, cabinet ministers, and replace them with pastors. Will you do that? No. And then they will tell you your vice president, so and so. Like already, many prophecies have gone ahead. Change your vice president. See, they will manipulate you in the name of that saith the Lord. So you have to be firm. You have to be established in your own work. These people, there's no limit to the things they can say. Don't be against the church. Don't be against the prophetic, but make sure that you don't allow everybody into your space. Not everybody must come in there. Yeah, so it is good. Welcome everybody, but don't allow everybody to bombard you with their so-called "thus saith the Lord." The charlatans are more than the genuine ones. The people who are looking for fame, who are seeking to enrich themselves using prophecy, they are more than those who are genuine. And most of the time, the genuine ones, you'll not even hear from them. Like I told you, one big prophet in Ghana said, you will never be president. The Mahama will never be president. What happened? President Mahama is not president. So if you allow them to bombard you, you review prophecies for years. You leave office and you still have prophecies unfulfilled. This is my take. You cannot listen to everybody. God bless you. I'll see you in the next one. Shalom.